each other
No, like
when
I
Shanice
don't.
was
Maybe it's
here,
just
so
the
that you
energy
guys
that's
check each
behind.
other.
Maybe it's the energy that's just behind like your words. Like what do you mean by like check?
Well, I mean, she would just be like, "Hey, like what you're doing is, you know,
We were
it's
talking about it.
makes me
We've had
uncomfortable."
conversations before where she hasn't agreed with everything that I said, but we have those in a respectful manner.
Yeah, I don't mean check like she's like, yelling at you or anything. I mean, just she's calling you out on something that's unfavorable to help you grow as a person.
Yeah, I mean,
Right. I feel like this question is lost. Um, so Olivia, before you moved in with Sean, have you ever lived alone?
no.
No, but I had a stage in my life, like for like 9 months or 9 months to a year, where I was like in Virginia by myself.
I think she means like having a responsibility.
Oh yeah, no.
Wait, so you were in Virginia by yourself? You mean like home alone, like your mom wasn't there?
Yeah, my mom was in California working, but
Okay.
like in terms of paying for the bills, no. Like the house bills, no.
Okay. So what prompted you to move in with Sean like so quickly, even though you've never had an apartment or a car before?
I actually I did have a car in Virginia. Um,
Okay.
and my own place in terms of like me paying for rent every single month, no. Um, so what prompted me was that I knew him for so long. At that point, like we've known each other for over a year. And I knew the type of guy he was. He like I've met him already the first time, and by the first time meeting us, like each other, like we meeting each other, everything just clicked. Honestly, like everything felt so natural. There was no like it felt like I've like known him for so long type stuff. Even though like we really like that was my first time coming to San Diego. I just he also we kept track with each other over the year. Over the year, like he would always be supporting me, checking up on me, wishing me a good weekend, all of that good stuff. So and honestly, the fact that we were gonna be together, if we can't live together in the beginning stage of our relationship, then maybe that's just an indicator that we probably should not be together. I think it really did fast track our
So who
relationship.
taught you that? Who taught you that like, if you can't live together in the beginning, then like you're not going to be compatible. Who told you that?
I'm saying that. Nobody
Okay,
told
so
me.
you came up with
I,
this mentality yourself of like you should live with someone first before like and get to know them during that time.
I would say, why not?
No, I'm
Because
I'm genuinely asking you like where do you come up with like where'd you come up with that?
I came
I've
up with
never
that.
heard of that.
I'm saying that like if you guys can't be together in the same space in the beginning of your relationship for a long period of time, I think that shows a good indicator of what the
So is like I feel like you have a lot of trust into people when you first meet them. Is that why you hooked up with the guy on Tinder and lost your virginity?
no.
Okay. Just
No,
checking.
that's not why that happened. I don't just trust people out of nothing. You have to give me a reason to actually trust you.
Okay.
But in terms of him, I actually did get to know him. The reason why I did lose my virginity from a guy on Tinder is because honestly, I wanted to explore more about sexuality. I wanted to learn more about sexuality. So I was kind of like, I'll just do whatever. But that's when I didn't know how powerful sex truly was and how sacred it truly is. So I just kind of did it for my own experimentation. I didn't do it just because did or did not for me. So
Yeah.
that's that.
It seems like that's like kind of like a, because that's your virginity. Like, obviously, that's something very sacred. So, why would you use that time to kind of like experiment sexually with the guy that you kind of like just, I don't know how long you talked to him, but like you just met. And then you moved in with Sean after
No,
a couple months?
we were talking for a while. Like the guy, me and the guy were talking for a while. I would say
That's a
like,
while.
well, like you guys would probably say a while is a month, but no, I would say it was like 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I would say.
Okay. And then how long from the time that you've met Sean to you moving in? Like, how long was that time?
2 years.
You said 3 years?
Two.
I didn't say three. I said almost two
Okay.
years.
Almost
Oh,
2 years.
almost 2 years. Okay. Okay. I I don't know. I'm not understanding their virginity part. I think like I get that like you just wanted to experiment, but I'm not understanding why you would kind of make that step. And you said you had a boyfriend before you moved with Sean. Is that correct?
Yeah, a relationship that I was in for 2 weeks. Like we literally were in an official relationship, boyfriend girlfriend, for one like physically for one day, and then I left to go to Vegas for a business convention, and then San Diego, and I told him that I would be there for a month, and he was like, okay, that's fine, and that's
Okay.
basically what happened there. So at that point, we were together for 2 weeks. But then I realized that it was my fault because I did actually rush the relationship. I don't know why. I think it was just because I don't know why I did rush the relationship. I don't know why. I think it's just because like, oh, I want to see. I know that I could probably build a family with this person or build some sort of legacy with this person, but he wasn't my dream man. Like I just kind of settled for some things that I thought were good to build a family, not really all the things I did.
Okay.
So after that, I realized that I was just not like after actually like being in that relationship and communicating back and forth, I realized a lot that I was leading the relationship. I would lead the conversations. I would lead, our development. Like, I would lead like everything. And as a woman, it did not feel good to lead a relationship. So I was just like,
Okay.
this
So I have
is
a
not.
question
Yeah.
because Sean and you have mentioned that like, problems aren't permanent and that people can change. So like why wouldn't you stay with your first boyfriend if you feel that way? Like people can change. Like why didn't you guide him into being in a relationship like the way you wanted?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that people can grow and people can obviously develop to that point. I'm not saying that you can't, but to me, it's about vision as well. And I didn't even see much of a vision. Like, and definitely he could have grown the vision and all that stuff, but I had a vision. I had a vision for what I wanted, and I did not want to lead that vision. I wanted to have support and companionship and like partnership in a vision. And I didn't want to be the one leading the vision.
All right.
I just wanted to have a companion along the
Moving
journey.
on, Sean. So you said the other day that like the club is not your scene, like it's not Olivia's scene because I guess she's not into stuff like that. But you met Shanice in a club while you were like 28. So when did you come to this like mentality that you no longer drink and go to the club and stuff like that because you literally met Shanice in a club?
Yeah. I used to, you know, if that's what people want to do, that's what they want to do. I just know that habits, you can't escape them. There's nothing wrong with going to the club. I just feel like most people who go to the club are not really living up to their potential and they could do more.
Okay. So what caused you to like, from when you were 18 to like you're like what 30 something, like when did you start feeling that way? And like I said, when did you stop deciding that you were going to go to the club because you literally met Shanice in a club?
I didn't say I was going to stop going to the club. Just for me, my approach to women became different. I no longer want to just have sex with women. If a woman's in my life, I want to build with her. That's it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. What does that have to do with? Because like basically someone asked, I think that they ask if like when Olivia turns 21, like will you take her out like out on the town and take her dancing, take her to the club? And you said that you guys aren't interested in that. And I just want to know like when was this big change where you're not interested in any of that when you were just in the club at 28?
When I wanted, realized that family.
Okay.
When I realized that family was very, very, very important to me.
Okay. What family? You guys aren't married.
So because we don't have a government sanction, we're not family. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. The United States, yeah.
Well, listen, man, our ancestors and the people that literally.
All right, we're in
I
2023,
understand.
so I'm
I
really not
understand that, but
trying to hear it.
if you're gonna ask me a question, allow me to answer. Is that fair?
Sure.
All right. So our ancestors, the people who were here, who paid the ultimate price just for us to even be here, they couldn't even get legally married. So by that philosophy, for you to just completely like discredit their relationship, which without those relationships, we wouldn't be having this conversation, I don't think it's right. I don't think people need a government sanction to have a relationship. There's a lot of people who live
So
together.
why'd you get married in the first place?
Excuse me, they have friends, they have family, they have kids together, and they don't have a government sanction. And I don't think that we should sit up here and say that they're not a family because they don't have a government sanction. So you're
And
I'm
entitled to
talking
your
about the
opinion.
law.
Listen, you're entitled to your opinion, but
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about the law. It's not an opinion, it's a fact because it's the law.
I think that I find it interesting that you said we are in 2023 when he talked about history, but you still think you need to be required to be married to have a family.
I'm talking about by law. So by law, you're not considered a family if you're, you know what I mean, as a
You're not
couple without being married. Yeah.
You're not considered married. You're not considered married if you don't have a contract with the government for
Babe, I'm talking about the law.
because there's many people that are not married and still have a family with kids. Is
You
that
guys
not
don't have
considered?
kids and you're not married, and he's married to someone else. So by law, you guys aren't a
what
family.
point are like what point are you making? Like, do you have a question? Do you have a point you want to make?
Okay.
Are you
Olivia,
in a,
the other,
are you
are you
are
okay?
you
I'm
are you in a
talking.
relationship? Are you in a relationship?
Yeah.
All right, how long why you say it like that?
Yeah. Because, like, what's the, like, I'm asking you the question, you're
Oh
asking me a
damn. So
question.
you don't like when the questions is on you now, huh? You
It's your live. I'm on here to ask you questions.
how long you been in that relationship that you so excited about?
5 years.
5 years. You married?
I'm engaged.
Oh, so you don't have a family.
No, by law.
All right. Well, we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat. All right.
Okay.
Okay. What's taking so long? Y'all been together 5 years.
I was just busy doing my fucking thing.
You were busy for 5 years doing your
It's the
thing.
same way that you and Olivia aren't married.
You were doing. You were busy for 5 years doing your own thing.
Yeah,
You guys live together.
it's my life. We do
You guys
not.
live together.
We do not.
All right. I think you have literally no room to talk. You with somebody for 5 years. Y'all don't even live together. Just stop.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm asking you guys questions. What do you mean I have no room to talk? I'm talking about by law. So I'm saying by
Bro,
law, you
listen.
guys aren't considered a family.
By
That's all
law,
I
you
said.
sitting
And
there in your house by yourself, and
you're
you've been there. You've been with that
and you
person.
have pent up anger about that, and that sucks. But it's true. Like, be serious. Like, what does me being engaged have to do with by law? You guys aren't a family. You aren't a family.
Man, people went and got their doctorate degree. You still in the same spot.
And you nor Olivia went to any type of college. And that's why you
We ain't
guys
trying
aren't
to hear
together.
that. You done.
Bye.